Going on, boys? Monday night stream, man. During Monday Night Football, the last wild card game's going on right now. So obviously, we'll be keeping you in the loop on what's going on there. But we just want to recap what on planet Earth happened this weekend. It was pretty nuts. On every side, each conference. Obviously, we watched the Bears Packers game live, which was dope. But I feel like we recapped the Rams Panthers game enough. So do you think we really need to do that? Honestly,
No, nobody cares about that game.
yeah. Everybody saw what happened. It wasn't a great. It was a good game, but not a great performance from the Rams for sure. But let's start off with the game that we watched. Do you want to start off with the Packers and the Bears?
I mean, you can do it.
Okay.
I'll let you talk about that first.
Okay. So yeah, we watched Chicago come back down by 18 points and beat the Packers, who, I mean, show really no signs of slowing down in after the first half. They scored on every drive but one when they missed a field goal, which turned out to be crucial in the end. McManus obviously probably won't find a job next year, if I'm being honest. I mean, that's pretty embarrassing. But I thought it was a really weird game because first half the Packers were on fire and the Bears sucked. And then you get the complete opposite in the second half. And it took a drive or two for the Bears to like get going in the second half. And but then, they locked in. Their defense was probably was the best, at least I've seen them all year, pretty practically. I mean, they let up one touchdown to Matthew Golden there in the fourth quarter with like, what was that, 5 minutes left? So props to them for being able to do that. Caleb Williams is super clutch. Um, he's proved that time and time again this year, and we were wondering if he was going to be able to do it in the big moment, and he did. So shout out Caleb Williams, I guess. Um, but interesting note, the Packers said that they will be keeping Matt LaFleur next year. They're working to restructure his contract and get him going for the next few years, which I think is interesting considering his game managing skills is not fantastic. I learned this after the game that he was on the 28-3 Falcons team too. So he has a history of blowing big leads in big moments. So there's that, I guess. But obviously, a very disappointing end of the Packers season. They didn't have the greatest of years. I understand there was a lot of injuries, but probably the worst way to go out, I think. Just they had such a great first half. Um, their defense was
Yeah.
excellent. Their offense was excellent. Jordan Love put up a masterclass. I mean, he played fine all game.
Yeah.
He had a solid game. He had 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, Jordan Love didn't really do anything terrible, I guess. Um, but you look at the Bears now. The Bears, they're gonna have a home game against the Rams. I don't know when that game's going to be yet. They haven't released the times. Those will probably be out tomorrow. We'll probably know. We'll know that by the time we go live tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting game between the Rams and the Bears, two teams that were really cold and really hot at different points in the games this weekend. So I'm interested to see how well the Bears can ride the momentum, or if they're going to start cold again.
Yeah, I agree. I think, going into this game, I said if the Packers were going to have a chance of winning, they got to feed Golden the Rock.
Yeah.
And I think that was Golden's best game as a
Oh, for
pro
sure.
athlete. But it's kind of sad that they didn't utilize him like this all year.
Yeah, they probably. Yeah, who's to say they wouldn't even be in the 7 seed situation if they used him more?
Yeah, they underutilized him all year, and I mean, they really just didn't get the running game going with Josh Jacobs, man. Josh Jacobs didn't do much.
Yeah,
Shout out Kyle Monangai, he did good. Shout out
yeah.
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre
I
Swift
mean,
legacy game over there, bro.
the game was just the game showed, I mean, two sides of the same in the football, though. Bad defense by the Bears in the first half, and even worse defense by the Packers in the second half. I just I just think that Green Bay's defense was just inexcusable, uh, letting up 25 points in one single quarter.
It's embarrassing, dude.
I mean, they were just doing cardio out there practically. Nobody got to the pass rusher. I don't know what I was watching on the defensive end of the ball for the Packers. Their defense
Yeah.
sucked. And shout out to the Bears, man, but their defense still looked really bad in the first half. That single-handedly almost lost them the game at
Yeah,
halftime.
and especially, like, if this is the playoffs, man, you can't do that, like, at all. They honestly lucked out that, um, the Packers
Mhm.
didn't do anything else the rest of the game, um, because if you do that 2 games in a row, I almost if the Bears go down by 18 to the Rams, I can almost promise you they're not coming back, because that Rams team is too disciplined, and too experienced, and they're much far better coached than the Packers are, and they would never blow that lead. So
Yeah, 100%.
that's what I got for
But
that.
I just think that this I'm just not really still impressed with this Bears team, man.
I
I mean,
Yeah,
Austin Booker did good. He had good defensive end. He had a good
Colston
day.
Loveland though
Yeah,
had a
Montez
day.
Sweat did good. There's a couple good players defensively for the Bears, but Stafford's frying them for 350 yards and like 4 touchdowns. I don't care what anybody
Yeah,
says. Jalen Johnson, we talked about it, but Jalen Johnson's washed.
yeah, we discussed that a lot.
Jalen Johnson needs to go. I
Go to the
mean,
retirement home,
Tyreek
bro.
Stevenson. I like Tyreek Stevenson. Tyreek Stevenson had a good night, but that still doesn't excuse what he's been doing recently with that terrible season last year and this
Yeah,
season, which was mediocre. So, moral of the story is that I think the Packers should have fired Matt LaFleur on the spot. I mean,
I
he shouldn't
think
have got
I
a press
think I
conference.
I agree. I think he probably need to go. The hold on, the Texans doing a flea flicker, and
Happy Monday Night
Stroud just
Football.
fumbled
What's
the
up?
ball. Stroud just fumbled the
What's
ball,
up,
and
Daniel? How
Hayward
you
just picked
doing?
it up. What's up, chat? The Steelers defense with a turnover.
Freak.
Oh my word!
Anyways, all I gotta say is that I mean the Bears are getting. I mean, I
It's
don't
gonna.
know. I don't know if I'm
I'm
100% certain watching the Rams and Panthers, but the Bears are
if I'm
probably getting waxed by the
if I'm
Rams.
being honest, that's low key a 50-50 game for me because
I
if it's a close game, I'm taking the Bears because I trust
But like
Caleb Williams to do
we
it.
saw what they did with against or what their defense did against a deep offense. Not like
Yeah,
they let up a touchdown every single drive. And the Rams, I mean, have one of the best offenses in the league. So like, I mean, realistically, the Rams, I mean, should score every single time on the Bears and should be able to put up 40 points. And I don't expect Caleb Williams to put up 40 points and match that for the Bears. So I mean, I mean, congrats to the Bears for winning your first playoff game since what 20
2010, something like that.
No, they beat the Rams in the divisional in 2018, but
Oh, that's right.
I mean, the Bears just have a lot of work to do. I just think they still stink, if I'm being
Yeah, but
honest.
I'll give props to Ben Johnson because that first half we were like,
I
he
can't even
needs to,
give I can't give props to Ben Johnson, bro. That play calling sucked.
he did make some really good adjustments though at the half. I will say that. I literally heard he showed him the the 28-3 game at
Yeah,
halftime in the locker room. So that's pretty awesome.
yeah.
I'll give him props to that. But for the Bears, man, they just cannot come out that cold again. I mean, if they do that, you can just mark them down as a loss because the odds of that happening once are not very high. And if that happens twice, that's just not good at all.
I mean, I don't think Ben Johnson deserved any credit. If I'm being honest, that play calling was one of the worst playoff performances I've seen in quite some time. Like, I mean, going for it on your own 32 on your fourth
That was
down
pretty
needs to be
bad.
brought up. That needs to be brought up even if you won the game. I don't care what anybody says, but we'll see what happens against the Rams. I think
That
the
was
Rams
not
get the
good, yeah.
belt, but
All right. So that brings us to the first Sunday game, which was honestly a great game. It lived up to the hype in my opinion. The Bills took down the Jags in Jacksonville. Josh Allen and the Bills win their first road playoff game since 1992. So there's that. Um, Josh Allen continues to beat every quarterback he plays that's not named Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. But this was a weird game because you look at Josh Allen, and Josh Allen, like, he didn't even really throw the ball all that much, and it was a James Cook show for a lot of it. I mean, shout out James Cook. I definitely don't think the Bills win that game if he doesn't play, if he's not there. But shout out Josh Allen, man. He in that second quarter, especially, he took over in that second quarter. He was carrying the team on his back. Quite literally, he was taking every shot imaginable. Um, and then at the end of the game, I mean, the Jags showed their inexperience, and that was one of the reasons why I was iffy on picking them. I still picked them because I didn't think they were going to lose at home. But inexperience showed. Um, Trevor Lawrence probably shouldn't have made that throw. I mean, he had two interceptions, and the Jag defense wasn't there when they needed them. Um, Travis Etienne had a solid game, um, but I just think that the Bills outwilled them. If I'm being honest, to me, it looked like the Bills just wanted it more. Josh Allen wanted it more. Sean McDermott needed it more, I think. And Liam Cohen showing some inexperienced head coaching um, in the important situations, like with Ben Johnson and stuff, going for it when you probably shouldn't. But um, um, overall, I thought it was a really good game, and I'm really excited to see Josh Allen go to Denver because I said if I didn't think the Bills were going to win, but I said if they win this game, I don't know if they're going to lose again um, until potentially the Super Bowl. And honestly, Josh Allen, I believe in Josh Allen, man. So very intrigued to see um, how well they're going to be able to do against the number one seed. And this Bills defense played really well for the most part. They were able to shut down a pretty good offense in the Jags when they needed to, and that's going to be the keys to beat Denver is to hold them for most of the game, and then when they really need to, is to just hold them, and win in the trenches at the end of the game. So, really great performance by the Bills. Solid performance from the Jags, but inexperience shows. This can be. I do think the Jags can be a real dangerous team though next year.
I mean, yeah. I just think that Josh Allen, though, man, he had like 3 different injuries that game. He
Hmm.
had like a broken hand. He had like bruised ribs. I mean, he wanted it more. He single handedly wanted the game more. Um, I just think too that Cam Little. I don't know if you saw the end of that second half, but
Yeah,
Cam
I
Little
did.
completely sold.
It was really bad. I
The
watched
refs gave
most of
him
the
that
game.
call. The refs gave him that call. That ball was like
Yeah,
like a half a second snapped after
yeah,
the buzzer,
that was
and
not
he still missed the kick, and that basically they lost all the
that was
momentum from
a that
there.
yeah, that was a momentum killer for sure.
And on offense too, I wasn't. I mean, the Bills did fine on offense, but they just spammed the tush push, in my opinion. Which I don't know how Josh Allen didn't like exit the game going to the locker room with all the tush pushing and all the
Yeah,
hand injuries and whatnot. But
but
I
an
mean,
11, a
the
10
Jags,
yard tush push, bro, is absolutely
yeah,
insanity.
yeah. But the Jags, though, I mean, they just underwhelmed the crap out of me. I expect
Yeah,
their defense to be really, really good. Their defense didn't do anything. I didn't see them get a take. I mean, I don't know if they got a takeaway or not. Maybe they did, but they didn't get. They didn't win the takeaway battle. I don't think. And I mean, nobody really stepped up on offense. Trevor Lawrence did fine, but no wide receiver had
yeah,
themselves a day. And I just think that I mean, you got to consider what Brian Thomas is at this point. Brian Thomas is
Yeah.
he's just not that he's not a first round
One
pick.
year 1 year wonder, man.
I just Brian Thomas, you gotta figure out what you're doing with him.
Yeah, I agree.
Jacoby Myers didn't have a great day either. I mean,
No,
this
he did
this
not.
Jags team just stunk. But I mean, that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah.
Just disappointing from the Jags.
Yeah, I agree on that. That's all I got on that game. Are you good with that one?
Hmm.
Okay. So that brings us to the Niners and the Eagles. The Niners won in a really weird game because the Eagles were up for most of the game, and it looked like to me like the Eagles had the game on lock on wraps, dude, because the Niners just couldn't do a freaking thing on offense. George Kittle tore his Achilles. Um, Everything was just going wrong for the Niners after that first opening drive touchdown. But then they ran that trick play. Um, the trick play touchdown was really awesome. And I think that's kind of what gave them the spark because honestly, the defense played solid. And that's all you need to do against this Eagles offense because the
Eagles got
Eagles
out coached.
offense,
I agree.
I completely agree. That's extremely true. The the Eagles offensive coaching staff just all needs to go. I mean, absolutely disgrace. Um, AJ Brown, he called for the ball all season long, and then they finally are like, yeah, sure, we'll give it to you. He dropped two, if not more, extremely important catches in that game. Saquon Barkley, I mean, he didn't play terrible, but oh my word, CJ Stroud just fumbled the snap, throws it, almost intercepted. Holy smokes, what are the Texans doing? Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not even that the Niners did everything great. Um, like to Chad's point, they did outcoach the Eagles, but the Eagles were just so bad. They were so bad offensively. And like I said this like a week ago. I said all the Niners are gonna have to do is score two or like three touchdowns, and they're gonna win the game. It's as simple as that, and it's exactly what happened. Um, and I mean, credit to the Eagles' defense; they held them as long as they could, but their offense is just did absolutely nothing. Brock Purdy, little concerning with the two interceptions. Now, granted, he didn't really have anyone to throw to, but obviously you want to make the right reads. Two interceptions um, in a pretty important game on the road is obviously not ideal. And now they're going to have to go to an even better defense in Seattle and arguably a harder place to play um, at the Seahawks. Um, but I mean, you look at Jalen Hurts, man, and he did nothing. That last drive was terrible, completely terrible. I don't care that he brought him all the way down to what the 26 yard line. It was bad. They throw into triple coverage on the last play is just absolutely disgusting. And I mean, yeah, Nick Sirianni, again, I said it last week. I haven't seen him do anything except cry during the national anthem, and he did it again. He cried again during the national anthem. And I do think it's time for Sirianni to go. He's I don't know what he does, honestly. I have no clue what he does. Um, Chad is correct. I did think Purdy played a lot better than Hurts did, even though he had the interceptions. Purdy was able to make the plays to help him win the game. But uh, definitely concerning for the Niners because you lose another player. And I don't know if you're going to be able to outcoach a team that just gave you some belt literally a week ago at home. So it's just going to be interesting to see how well the Niners do. Eagles, I've been seeing a lot of trade things for AJ Brown. Is it time for him to go? Maybe, probably. Who knows? Um, but a lot to think about for both teams. Um, Eagles, it's your offseason. Niners, you got your divisional round rematch that you've been wanting. So we'll see how well they can do on that.
Yeah. I think this game honestly is showing what we've seen all year. The Eagles' offense just sucks. It's pathetic.
Yeah,
AJ
this
Brown,
this game summed up their season, bro.
AJ Brown. I mean, AJ Brown had a bad day, and he was my impact player. What do you know? He had a bad day, and the Eagles lost. I mean, the 49ers, on the other hand, they did fine, but Juwan Jennings, I mean, was their best player on the field out there. He had a heck of a throw. I mean, he played better than Jalen Hurts off of one snap. And then I also think that, I mean, Demarcus Robinson, man, Demarcus Robinson's one of the most underrated players in the league. I mean, he took that game by storm. He had like five, six receptions. I mean, I think he had a touchdown or two. Like
Yeah,
Demarcus Robinson was their offense. Now, I don't think that's going to work against Seattle, but I mean, if Demarcus Robinson is beating you, I mean, you kind of have a problem. I mean, no George Kittle. You had no George Kittle for
that's
a
yeah,
decent
it's
portion of the game. You were relying on Demarcus Robinson. I mean, you held McCaffrey. You held McCaffrey in check for most of the game. Like there was no reason why it was fourth down and
no, I
11,
agree.
and no reason it was fourth down 11 and they scored there. That should have been an easy stop with who's on the field. Like we didn't even mention Brandon Ayuk, man. Brandon Ayuk hasn't played since what, last year?
Yeah, but he's practically off the team now, bro.
Like I feel like the Eagles defense, they did fine, but like they didn't do good compared to who was on the field for the 49ers. They just
Yeah,
they didn't do anything. And on the other end of the spectrum, I mean the Eagles offense did even worse. I mean the 49ers had all these players out. I mean they were back up to they had Chase Lucas playing meaningful minutes, like seriously. And I get the idea Amador Lenore out there guarding AJ Brown, which I mean, he's a top 5 cornerback in the league. End of the discussion. But Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert should be able to get open on Chase Lucas. I don't care how bad of an offensive play call it is. I mean, you
yeah,
got to find the mismatch somewhere, and I feel like they didn't find the mismatch on Chase Lucas enough at all during that game. And I mean, not Jalen Hurts too. Absolutely pathetic game. I mean, you're
yeah,
down Nick Bosa, you're down Fred Warner, like you're down all these guys, and you score under 20 points. Like that's the offensive coordinator and Jalen Hurts' fault. That's not AJ Brown's fault. That's quarterback and offensive coordinator. That's
yeah,
just that's just unprepared football. And it also falls on Nick Sirianni, dude. I think Nick Sirianni did not do a good enough job. Which I mean, Kyle Shanahan, as we know, is obviously the better coach. He outcoached him, but
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it was clear as day. So, but like what Chat said, the Eagles were in the playoffs because of their defense, and their defense wasn't perfect. And I mean, it pretty much had to
Yeah,
be perfect throughout this run if it wanted to get anywhere. So, Nick Sirianni's, I mean, Nick Sirianni's a clown. He's holding this team
yeah,
back.
I agree.
Jalen Hurts might be holding this team back too a little bit, in my opinion. Just
Yeah,
he just doesn't have the arm talent.
yeah, I agree. Okay, that brings us to the last game, which was last night. Chargers uh, and the Patriots. No debate. This was the worst game of the weekend. Um, Now I'm just gonna go ahead and address it. Okay. Yes, I picked the Chargers to win the game.
Let's not forget the Jags and the Chargers in his AFC Championship, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Um,
might be the worst take of the year. I mean, I'm sorry, bro.
yeah, it
That's
might be. But okay, so I knew the Chargers O line was bad. I knew they were bad, but I thought Justin Herbert was gonna be able to adjust and overcome those difficulties, especially with the mediocrity of the Pats rush defense. Obviously, he was not able to do that. Herbert, like the chat said, took a beating. Not good. He looked like he was just standing there, and then they would just go after him. He really couldn't get away because of how fast the offensive line was letting the Patriots go through. Now, I will say this: the Chargers defense did a pretty solid job most of the game. Um, they did a really solid job. They held the Patriots, one of the top offenses in football, to 9 points through the first like 3.5 quarters. I'll give them high props for that because that's a tough thing to do on the road. But obviously, the better team won. The Patriots won. Drake May won. Um, and that's just because the Patriots are more complete than or the Patriots are more complete than the Chargers are. So yes, I picked the Chargers. I'm not going to pick them ever again, probably. But I mean, the Patriots obviously they're going to go up against better defenses, and their offense is going to have to do a lot more if they want to have a chance at winning a Super Bowl. Um, I mean, if they end up playing the Broncos, their defense is better than the Chargers is. If they play the Texans, if they win tonight, their defense is better than the Chargers. We could argue the Steelers might have a better defense than the Chargers.
I
And
don't know about that one, man.
I said we could argue it.
I guess.
I mean, they haven't let up any points yet tonight. So, obviously, I still need to see one more game from the Patriots to decide if I think they're legit or not because not scoring a touchdown till like 4 minutes left in the game against the 7 seed is obviously not ideal. So that's really all I got. Texans take the lead with the touchdown to Christian Kirk. That's all I got for that game.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna start off by this and that is the Chargers flew across the country. I mean,
Yeah,
practically
to
the
score a
world,
field goal.
practically East Coast to West Coast, just to score a field goal.
Embarrassing.
That is pathetic. That is something to be laughed at if you travel that far of a distance just to score a field goal. I don't care how good the Patriots defense is. Like, and I don't care how bad your wide receivers are. You got to do something. Like, you can't ever score a field goal and expect to win a football game. And from what I was watching on Justin Herbert is that his wide receivers need a lot of work, man. Like he had nobody open throughout the game. Granted, the Patriots have really good pass coverage. They have a really good pass defense, but Drake May was or not Drake May. Justin Herbert was struggling to find anybody throughout the game.
Yeah.
Quentin Johnston stunk. Trey Harris stunk. Lad McConkey stunk, which was I think he was my impact player too. And what do you know? I mean,
Did
I
nothing.
was I was perfect on my impact players, man. I tell you what, like every single player that I predicted. I mean, they either won or lost the team the game practically. So I feel like I did a pretty good job there. Anyways, their best player offensively was Keenan Allen, who I mean, Keenan Allen is just he's an old man at this point. He's not a wide receiver one. And I mean, he was just getting checked downs to Herbert practically. And the rushing game too. The rushing game was, I mean, it was all right. Vidal did okay. I mean, it was pretty mediocre. The running back Vidal was the only one. Yeah, exactly. Vidal was the only person making plays. Let's be honest. He did. I mean, only part of that Chargers offense. And I mean, on the other end of the spectrum too, I was not impressed by the Patriots offense. Their wide receivers also just their wide receivers also didn't look
Yeah.
good. I mean, you're working with a bunch of backups. Hunter Henry had a really nice route that he ran with the catch for a touchdown, but Austin Hooper was kind of inconsistent. I mean, the Patriots need to figure out how to get a true wide receiver one and a true tight end one. I mean, Hunter Henry is a tight end one, but like they just need two X factors. They don't have an X factor in offense.
Yeah.
Their running game, though, I mean that was partially the reason why it succeeded. Why they succeeded though is because they were able to get 4 or 5 yards consistently with Stevenson and Henderson, and that just gave Drake May third and short, and he was able to extend plays a lot with his legs. So he did a good job extending plays with his legs too. And I mean, I was really impressed with this Pats defense, man. My biggest concern with them was their pass rush. But I mean, I get it's the Chargers' offensive line, but they pretty much answered that. They answered every single doubt that I had with their pass rush, man. Their pass rush was as good as you're ever going to see the Patriots pass rush in a football game
Yeah.
this year. I mean, they didn't play good football, but they didn't make a mistake. Any costly ones, that is. I think they had a turnover too, but they didn't make any big mistakes, and they didn't do anything stupid. As in, the Chargers did a lot of things that were stupid. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I still don't know why you picked the Chargers, man. I just
Something that they just gave me that vibe, bro. But now I'm just not going to pick the lower seed for the rest of the playoffs. Probably,
there you go.
I'm
Yeah,
just going to pick the safe route for the rest of the postseason.
I don't know if I can pick the Chargers next year, bro. I mean, 3 points in the playoffs, like
That's pretty bad.
the Browns could
The
score more
Browns
than that.
probably would have put up a better fight. Yeah, you're right.
I
Chad
mean,
says thoughts on the Niners Eagles. We already did that, but basically the summary was the Niners did a good job, a solid
Demarcus
job.
Robinson's a dog.
Injured, yeah.
That's our main
That's
takeaway is without
also
Demarcus
Nick
Robinson, they would have
Sirianni
lost.
and Jalen Hurts suck. That's the other takeaway. Two
Yeah.
takeaways.
So that and Juwan Jennings played better at quarterback than Jalen Hurts off of one throw.
That's
So
that's true.
I don't even trust Herbert at times. Yeah, I agree, man. Like
Yeah,
Herbert, he's a very he's a quarterback where he gets in his head a lot. You can tell he's very unconfident, and a lot of the times with these unconfident quarterbacks is that it spirals into a ton of bad games. If you look at Bryce Young, man, he's another one of those quarterbacks where he
yeah,
feeds or he goes lower off of confidence, and so that's really not what you want your franchise quarterback. You want him to always have the
obviously
mindset of I'm
not.
going to win for my team no matter what. I mean, similar to Josh Allen, but Herbert, I mean,
You
he just
could
feeds
tell
off of confidence.
I could tell he was scared, bro.
Yeah,
He
I
was
mean, his
scared for his
feet,
life out there.
but his feet too. His feet were never set. His feet were never set. I mean, it reminded me of Michael Penix. So I'm being honest.
Yeah,
He just looked like a rookie out there. And Drake May, I didn't even mention this, but Drake May on a couple of drives, he didn't look good either, man. He had some
yeah, he
really
looked a
couple
little
bad
shaky.
throws. Drake May, you
Yeah,
could tell was
couple
his first
shaky.
playoff game. Drake
Yeah,
May,
definitely.
in my opinion, I mean, he made a really nice throw to Hunter Henry, but like he had a couple of missed routes that were wide open.
Yeah,
He needs some work. He's not no Josh Allen. So
definitely.
I think the moral of the story is if the Patriots want to win a Super Bowl, you got to keep up that pass rush, man. That pass rush. If
Yeah,
I if I'm seeing that
that's
from
a
the
difference
Patriots,
maker.
if I'm seeing that from the Patriots for what 3 or 4 straight games, they're unbeatable. They're unbeatable if they have a great pass rush and everything. Yeah, yeah, that's another thing too with May and Herbert is that their wide receivers both suck.
Yep.
Like the tight ends were getting more open than the actual wide receivers for New England, and Vidal was getting more open than anybody else for the Chargers. So if you have to rely on other skill positions other than your wide receivers to get the football, you have an issue, plain and simple. So New England, I would like New England to draft. a wide receiver in the first round this year's draft. I think they're one
That or
a
a
big
pass
playmaker
rush.
away, but I don't know
Yeah,
who's on
Keenan
the
Allen looked onk out there, bro.
yeah, I don't know who's on the board for wide receivers past Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson.
Um,
I would say Malachi Tony out of Miami, but he's only 17 years old, so
yeah, yeah, and Jeremiah Smith still has 1 year to go.
Jeremiah Smith's a little bit overrated in my
Yeah,
opinion.
he really didn't do much. He didn't do that
He didn't
much
do
this year.
much.
Cam Coleman though,
Cam
in like
Coleman,
in a
he's going
year,
to where's he
man,
going? Where's
he's
he
going to
going?
Texas, man.
I saw that.
He's teaming
Cam
up with
Coleman.
Arch.
I remember playing with Cam Coleman and Jackson Arnold in college football for my first time.
Yeah, yeah,
That was awesome. That was awesome.
nutty, bro, nutty.
Cam Coleman's an Arch Manning god. I mean,
That's gonna be a crazy duo, bro. Especially year two Arch.
most insane duo of all time. Keenan Allen's getting up there in age too. Yeah, I mean, Unk's got to hang it up, bro. Like he's
Yeah.
not a 1,000-yard wide receiver. Might be smart to get a pass
AJ
rusher.
Brown to the Patriots, potentially.
No,
I
no,
th-
I don't like that because here's the thing. Here's the thing with that: the Patriots don't do kindly to players with big egos.
yeah,
They're a team that doesn't like players with big egos, and AJ
their team
Brown
first.
has one of the biggest egos I've seen in the
Yeah,
NFL. You saw it with Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni was just telling him to get on the sideline, and AJ Brown was acting like a big
just
baby
freaking
about it.
out.
So I think AJ Brown to the Patriots for just a player wise is good, but
Yes, he did.
for just character wise, he's not good. I mean,
Yeah, that'll.
that's kind of the reason why they got rid of him in Tennessee.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the reason why they got rid of him
He's
in
not
Tennessee.
he's a terrible locker room guy. He's like the last guy you want to have in your locker room besides Stephon Diggs, which you already have him in your locker room. You don't need another one.
AJ Brown is one of the biggest characters in the league. But
Yeah,
all
I
right,
agree. I don't got anything else, bro.
I don't get. Should we talk about Bregman? I mean, we might as well
Might as well talk about Alex Bregman, bro.
talk about
I
Alex
mean,
Bregman. Let's do it.
real quick, Alex Bregman. If nobody saw it, he signed with my Cubs, man. 5 years, 175 mil. Whew. I'm extremely hyped, man. I understand there's people who don't like it. I'm a little iffy on it still, but I mean, he's another experienced stud player, which is what the Cubs were really lacking in the playoffs, man. I mean, freaking CJ Stroud just fumbled the ball again, and the Steelers got on it. That's
Mm,
two. Wow. Um, but yeah, we lost that series to the Brewers because of our inexperience. Um, and Kyle Tucker sucked. So there's that. I hear there's rumors though that Kyle Tucker could be coming back on like a 1 year deal for like less money.
mm, yeah, my opinion on it is that I mean Bregman as a player, he's not going to hit a lot of home runs. Well, I mean, he hit a decent amount of home runs. He's not going to hit like 50 home runs like Judge or Otani. He's not going to consistently hit doubles, but he's just going to be really good at getting his OPS up. Man, he had like 800 OPS,
Yeah.
which, as if you guys don't know, that's a very valuable player in baseball. And he was one a finalist or something at Gold Glove. I don't know. So
Yeah.
his defense and his OPS, not much better combo than a
Yeah,
third
man.
baseman with a great OPS. I mean, you got to be a good defender if you play third base. I mean,
Yeah. And
that's just the nature of the sport. But to have an 800 OPS on top of that, I mean, that fits
that's
perfectly into the Cubs lineup.
yeah, I completely agree. And you add
And
that him
that
and
also,
Dansby Swanson on the left side there.
yeah, and that also adds depth to their bench too, which I think was something else they lacked. I mean,
We yeah, the bet yeah,
Justin
holy
Turner was like
crap.
their only player on their bench. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And
bench is an underrated part of baseball too.
yeah, and there's a lot of trade talks with Nico Horner and Matt Shaw right now. We could get some good farm assets potentially, some draft picks.
Mm.
But That's just what I've been seeing, but
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, I'm getting hyped for this baseball season, man. I think the Cubs can make a run, man.
yeah, I
I'm getting
mean,
hyped. We got to win the division, though, bro.
I'm interested to see. So if Nico Horner could get traded, I'm also interested to see what they do if Kentel
Yeah,
Marte down in Arizona. He's projected to get traded. So two of the best second basemen are on the market for a
yeah,
pretty hefty price. But you don't second baseman. You don't find a lot of good hitting second basemen in the league.
yeah.
You just
And Horner's not going to hit even 10 home runs, but
he just gets
that
on
dude can
base.
get on base like nobody else. So
Yeah, his on base percentage is probably
it's
around what
insanity.
330,
It was
340.
so good.
His on base percentage is why he's one of the best second basemen in the league. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not the best, but I mean,
definitely underrated, man.
I think we got to have a talk on baseball
We
this
do, bro. It's
this week.
spring
This week,
trainings.
talk on baseball
I
this week.
mean, yeah, pretty much. We're gonna be previewing stuff on tomorrow. So I guess yeah, we
Talk
could have
about
a
all the
baseball,
Asians getting signed.
all the Japanese league,
Murakami, and
all
what's
the
the guy's name
signings
on
going on, and
Murakami and Okamoto?
yeah, we could do that on Wednesday.
Wednesday, I'm down.
Yeah.
All
Hold
right,
on. Steelers going on fourth down, and they got it. They're inside the 10. Wow. That's crazy work. But
Nico Collins
that's
getting some work in right now. Did you catch that?
mm, no, it's the Steelers, dude. The Steelers.
Steelers? Oh, I
The
was the
Steelers
Steelers
have a
again.
first and goal.
Frick. Okay.
Yeah. Down
All
seven
right.
to three, 3 minutes left. But that's all we got for y'all boys tonight, man. This was honestly a super dope wild card weekend, bro. This was so awesome. Being able to live stream the game was really fun. Uh, we're gonna see the schedule comes out tomorrow for the divisional games. So we're gonna see if any times work for us to go live for any of those games. But yeah, man, we're gonna keep pumping out some content every single day. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe. We're trying to get to 200 subs by the Super Bowl. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.